Warning, the podcast you're about to hear has a unique conservative perspective and may be politically incorrect, containing some controversy in its message. This episode may speak out against liberalism, socialism, the dark state, and religious organizations. It is possible that evil in politics, education, law, society, and religion will be discussed and exposed. However, we believe this podcast adds truth and value to a mature, disenfranchised audience who may be tired of apostate religions and wicked world systems. Listeners who are easily offended, overly sensitive, or have progressive leanings sympathetic to the topics we expose should be forewarned not to listen any further. We thank both those who choose to listen as well as those who choose not to listen. You've been warned. And now, let us get on with the show.
Hello, everybody. Today's date is the 7th of September, 2018. I'm flying solo tonight. Miss KAPOW has some other business to take care of. So you're stuck with me for a little bit as we descend into the deepness, into the darkness of that which we call our world. But it's not our home. It's the world we live in, but it's not our home because we're not of the world, even though we're in the world. We are warned not to be of the world. There's good reason. Every Friday I give you reason, right? Hey, just a reminder, in a couple of days, September 11th, well, everybody is memorializing September 11th here in the United States. I am releasing what do you call them? I don't know. An EP, a music thing. I don't know what you call them anymore. They're not LPs. They're not albums. They're not records. Everything's streamed. There's nothing physical. I don't know. I don't know what you call it. But I'm releasing something on the 11th. 9/11 will be a collection of 9 songs by a project that I'm doing called Mesquite Cafe. And there'll be 9 songs. I have 2 videos I put on YouTube. If you type in Mesquite Cafe, I'm right there on the top because there's not a whole lot of Mesquite Cafes out there. Strange. And you'll see I did one video, 1133 Blues, and also did one a couple of days ago called All That's Left Now. That's really good. I'm serious. The video came out nice. It's really like an apocalyptic music video. And, when you watch it, you just go, wow, the refrain, can it be over? It's just, I don't know. The clips, the models that I was able to get to do it was just, it's really, I think it's pretty powerful. Of course, it's me. So I could be drunk on my own madness. So anyway, the 11th that comes out, check those videos out on YouTube or go to our Facebook page and Fifth Hook Media. Check that, FIFTHOOK Media. And they will be on Facebook there, or you can go to fifthhookmedia.com, the website, and see it, or KAPOWradioshow.com, and there's a link to Fifth Hook Media, whatever. So it's out there. It's kind of cool. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be released the 11th. Yeah, hopefully, somebody will listen to it. The whole thing's kind of a concept musical thing, where I got Fire Down Below and Can't Get No Satisfaction and songs like that on it also. It's all about, dissatisfaction with this world is what it is. It's all about that. So it kind of goes with what I talk about every week in my beautiful positive attitude towards Satan's society here. All right. As I await for the return of my Lord. Okay. Well, guess who just walked in?
Me.
I
just walked in. I mean, just now.
She grabbed the microphone. She said, I want to rock.
I want to rock and roll.
All right. Well, good. Well, glad to have you, Miss KAPOW.
Thank you.
I think the people left when I announced that you weren't here tonight. I think they just turned it off. I do. I think they left.
That's sweet.
Yeah, they went to go listen to Alex Jones. Oh, they can't because he's banned.
He's gone.
They're banning him. All right, let's do the first story, Miss KAPOW.
All right.
And we'll just show how far we've descended as a people. Right? Or they have descended. I mean, not us, believers in Christ. But we can look around and see, wow, look at the darkness here.
Yeah.
We all remember about a month or so ago, these young people were eating Tide Pods.
Yes.
And they what they do is these challenges.
And there's so many of them, and they're all stupid.
Yeah. They do ice bucket challenge and, slam my head against a glass wall challenge. And, eating Tide Pods. And it's just nuts. And they do all this stuff through social media. Well, here's one that's pretty dangerous and pretty demonic. Straight from the pits of hell. It's a Momo suicide game, and it went viral. It's a suicide game. Mm-hmm. And now it's blamed for the deaths of a boy 16 and a girl 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that picture either.
Oh, isn't that ugly?
It's disgusting.
Yeah, apparently that's what comes to you. That's what Momo is. It's a demon.
Yuck. I don't like it.
It's a Momo challenge, and it challenges these kids to commit suicide. Yeah, it originated on Facebook. It's now circulating on WhatsApp. Or WhatsApp. I'm sorry. WhatsApp. WhatsApp. So this was in Colombia. There was 2 youths in Colombia, and they were playing this sick Momo suicide challenge. It was a 12-year-old girl and a 16-year-old boy. They took their own lives just within 48 hours of each other.
That's interesting.
Yeah. What they reported is that the boy, the 16-year-old boy, likely knew the younger girl, and he passed the game to her before killing himself.
I think there was some kind of a teenage movie like that. Where they passed the video.
Yes.
I think it was a video.
Yeah.
And then whoever watched it would commit suicide or get killed or whatever.
Right.
Something stupid like that. It was like a while back.
It wasn't The Ring, was it?
No, but it had something to do with a video.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one, and they would pop the VHS into the machine, and then...
But it kind of reminded me of that because they had to pass it on.
Yeah. Well, that's what he did. And then he kills himself, or she killed himself, and then a mere 48 hours later, the 12-year-old girl.
See, but she hung herself.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
But that's a very demonic thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the police came and they seized the phones, that had messages linking them to the Momo suicide game. Apparently, they practiced this game through the WhatsApp and invited young people to hurt themselves. And the game has different challenges, and the suicide is at the end. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
That they would even do that.
Mm-hmm. Apparently in Argentina, police are investigating whether this Momo suicide game is linked to the suicide of another 12-year-old girl. Yeah. Of course, WhatsApp did not immediately respond to a request for comment.
Of course not. They have to think how to spin this.
Yeah. So it's a Momo suicide game. It's been garnering attention. It's spreading all over the internet. If players fail to complete the challenges in the game, they receive threatening messages from an avatar dubbed Mumu, which is a bird-like woman with eyes protruding out of her head, who says the users will be cursed with an evil spell. And that's exactly what happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's a Momo doll created by a Japanese artist, but they say it has nothing to do with the
game.
Right.
Right.
So it's a viral challenge that asks people to add a contact via the WhatsApp. The user is then urged to commit self-harm or suicide. The game has fueled comparisons to the sinister Blue Whale Challenge. I never heard of that one.
Mm-mm.
And apparently that led to reports of suicides in Russia and the U.S. as well as, the Slender Man. Remember the Slender Man deal?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
In 2014, there was 2 12-year-old girls. That's the number. It keeps repeating, huh? 12. Everything's 12.
Mm-hmm.
2 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin they tried to kill a classmate in an attempt to please the Slender Man. Remember that? It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Yeah, apparently this Momo thing made its way into the popular Minecraft video game, which prompted Microsoft to clamp down on it. Come on. I mean, really? What kind of world? Boy, Satan just really created, he really did a number, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they're attacking the young people.
Yeah, they are.
But see, it just shows you that their mind, it's dull. They can't think and go, what am I doing?
Yeah, why am I doing this?
It's almost like they're in a trance or something.
Yeah. Yeah, to have a game challenge you to hurt yourself all the way up to suicide.
Mm-hmm. Instead of looking at like, that's stupid. The consequence is death. And this is stupid. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But they just, I don't know. That's just crazy.
Yeah, like eating a Tide Pod.
Yeah, or getting out of your car while it's going.
That's right. That's another viral thing.
Yeah, they actually drive their car. You have two people in the car, the driver and the passenger. And the driver films the passenger as the car is going in traffic, and the passenger gets out of the car while the car is driving.
Amazing.
And the driver actually videos it. And then there have been ones where the driver actually gets out of the car while being videoed.
And never mind, they hurt themselves.
Yeah.
What about this poor fool who's driving around the road with these idiots? Terrible. Terrible. Number 2, women cheer. Women cheer as Sweden's Man-Free Music Festival kicks off. But there's a twist to this story. That's why I'm reading it, because it shows you the stupidity of all of this feminism, transgenderism, queerness, all this rebellion.
It's really hate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's so stupid. It's really dull.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah, they apparently, well, I think today in Sweden, they kicked off this music festival, right? And it's for women only, and they banned men. It's a man-free music festival. No men are allowed. Apparently in Sweden, they have anti-discrimination laws, much like the United States. Apparently there's some issue with this banning all men, but I don't know how they got away with that. Because if the opposite was true, can you imagine that?
Oh, they would have stopped the festival.
No women festival. Number one, if a bunch of guys said no women, it's too dramatic. We don't want the drama. We don't want women here. We just want guys, and guys are going to be guys. We're going to have a big guy music festival. Number one, no one would be there because normal guys like women. So I don't know why you'd all get together with that. The whole thing is like nightclubs have ladies' night, right? Mm-hmm. The women get in,
for free, but the men are there.
Yeah,
it's just that they don't have to. The women don't have to pay to get in.
Yeah, and the reason why the nightclubs do that is so they can attract the women in there because they know if the women are there, the men are going to come. Mm-hmm. It's like sardines to a shark.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, the women, they don't want men. So you can see all of them are going to be lonely, texting their boy, I wish you were here. So anyway, this gal, Matilda Hagerman, or whatever, I don't know if she put it together. That's the only name I can see here. But somebody says that the festival was necessary because of everything that happened last year. She's a 27-year-old student with long pink and purple hair, apparently.
Oh, purple lipstick.
Oh, purple lipstick. Okay. So they're going to hold this thing in Sweden's second largest city.
Gothenburg.
Gothenburg. It's a 2-day statement festival. Now, this is the point I want to get to. It forbids men, but not transgender people. Okay,
there's their loophole, guys.
So if you're born a man, right, you're biologically a man, but now you identify that you're a woman,
then you can get in.
You can get in.
See? There's your loophole.
So, is that the stupidest thing in the world? Apparently, last year, police received 4 rape and 23 sexual assault reports at Sweden's largest festival, Bravalia. And it was canceled this year as a result of that. 4 rape and 23 sexual reports.
So, and it's probably because of men.
They were all men who did this, because only men rape and do sexual assaults.
Right.
Just ask Aja Sargento. And so their thing, there's a Swedish comedian who tweeted, she says, "What do you think about us creating an awesome festival where only non-men are welcome until all men learn to behave?"
Oh, for the love of pizza.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is located inside an industrial building in Gothenburg. Only female bands are performing, and neither male security guards nor male journalists are allowed to enter.
Okay.
Yeah. Thousands of women are expected to attend the festival.
Wow.
Let's see. Apparently they already had it. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Anything?
Well, I like how it says, under cloudy skies, the festival got started with women holding beers and smiling and walking harmoniously in groups. Really?
Oh, one says, this feels like a safe zone where women can just get together and have fun and celebrate, especially in light of the assaults that have happened at other festivals. No more men.
Yeah, they say now that it feels like a certain tension is gone.
Yes. Yes. We're here to make a statement together. Oh, yeah. Now, they paid for this through crowdfunding and all this stuff. And they define a transgender person as a person who does not identify with the sex assigned to them at birth. So it means that transgender women born as men are allowed to attend. Only men who identify with the sex they were born with, also called cis men, are banned.
Yep.
So if you're a female and then you say identify as a guy and then you look like a guy, you can come in because you're really a female. You know what I'm saying? See how hypocritical that is? Mm-hmm. But if you're a guy that identifies as female, you can come in, but even though you're a guy, but not real biological men who then say, I am a biological male. And we have a new name. It's called cis. Mm-hmm. I am a cis man. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says I'm cis and proud.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? I'm going to get a t-shirt that says, don't diss the cis. How about that? Quit dissing the cis, man. Let's see. Oh, the Scandinavian country is one of the most gender equal countries in the world. Really? Mm. So they did receive complaints. The Equality Ombudsman, it's a government agency that promotes equal rights and handles discrimination complaints, has asked the festival to specify what it means by cis men. I think they just did. It made it real clear.
Yeah.
That's somebody who's born a male and identifies as a male. Mm-hmm. In other words, it's a real male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did that so that they could examine whether the festival is compatible with discrimination laws.
Oh, yeah. So, they got away with it, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this festival goer, Gustafsson, said that she thought it was fair to bar men, keep men out of there. She said, I don't believe in complete separatism, but I think it's very important to have the festival right now.
You know what's hypocritical about this? This government agency, this Equality Ombudsman, who was told to look at it to see if because this agency promotes equal rights, right? Mm-hmm. And handles discrimination complaints. You know what they said? The agency spokesman said that it was going to take a couple of weeks to reach a conclusion. Well, they already had the festival. Mm-hmm. So why they're reaching a conclusion and having a little powwow, they already had it.
Right.
Yeah, it's very hypocritical, isn't it? I think I hear some lying going on in here.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Swedish National Council for Crime Prevention said that 4.1% of women reported that they had been the victim of a sexual crime, compared to 0.6% of men in Sweden. And this person told AFP that the Me Too wave exposing sexual assault unveiled serious problems in Sweden, one of the most gender equal nations in the world, at not only festivals, but several institutions. And she went on and said that it seems like men have woken up to how huge the problem with sexual violence is.
Wow. Now, it has nothing to do that they're all at a music rock festival, listening to all this demonic music.
Drugs.
Doing drugs and alcohol. The women are running around half naked, tattoos on their breasts. Men are all drunk. Really? Yeah. It's called debauchery.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
It is.
How many of you feel that there are microwaves that are sending signals in your head, giving you voices in your head, or making you sick? Raise your hands. All you tinfoil hat people out there. Right? All the conspiracies, all these guys on podcasts, all these guys on YouTube who talked about the conspiracy of these waves, these microwaves by the government going into somebody's head, giving them thoughts, Manchurian Candidate, right? And or making them sick through these weapons. Everybody laughed at these guys because it's crazy, right?
Oh, of course.
Really, it's crazy. Well, now all the crazies with the tinfoil hats, guess what? They're right. Microwaves are the main suspect in that attack in Cuba on the U.S. diplomats. Right. Remember that? The Cuban diplomats that got sick a while back?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They couldn't figure it out?
Yep.
So they emptied the U.S. embassy. Well, guess what? Microwaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the radiation.
Yeah. And it's not just to make them sick. Apparently, the military, I know, what a shock. The U.S. government has been experimenting with this stuff for a while where they can actually put thoughts in people's
they
heads.
can put thoughts in your head, just like the demons.
Yeah. Yeah. American diplomats and family members, they mysteriously fell ill while stationed at the U.S. Embassy in Havana. They may have been zapped by microwaves that can cause brain injuries, according to a frightening report released last Saturday. Now, these are doctors and scientists. They examined 21 of the more than 36 people that were affected. And you know what they did? They concluded that microwaves are a main suspect in their medical conditions. Everybody was skeptical at first. Dr. H. Smith, the head of the study of the victims' ailments, said. But everyone now agrees there's something there. Doctors and other scientists who studied the attacks are becoming, this is quotes, increasingly sure the victims sustained brain injuries. Wow.
Wow.
Brain injuries. So analysts cite the Frey effect, F-R-E-Y, Frey.
Mm-hmm.
And that's named after an American scientist who discovered that microwaves can make victims think they're hearing loud noises, like ringing and buzzing, or, check this out, people, human voices. Even deaf people are susceptible.
Now, see, I find that interesting.
Yeah, deaf people can hear buzzings and hear stuff in their head. Ellen Fry, who's still alive, he's 83 years old. He told the New York Times, that it's possible. Microwave strikes, and they can harm the brain or set off by Cubans, possibly those supporting Russia. Yeah. The embassy was abandoned after the attacks. It's now empty. This other secretive group called Jason. And it's a group of elite scientists that help the government assess national security threats. they're also looking at the microwaves as possible cause. So the thing is all these people who said this for years that were laughed at, it happens to be true.
Mm-mm.
There is a weapon out there. The United States has explored the idea of turning microwaves into invisible bullets for their enemies. Air Force scientists have tried to beam intelligible words. That's scary, Ms. KAPOW.
Yeah, it is.
Air Force scientists have tried to beam intelligible words and sentences into the heads of enemies, according to this report. The Navy also looked at causing, quote unquote, painful discomfort, possibly even paralyzing whoever the waves were aimed at. And of course, it's not known if such weapons were ever
Oh, come on.
deployed.
You know they were.
Of course. It's sinister.
Mm-mm.
I mean, can you imagine putting voices in your head? Without somebody being on meth or on drugs, just hearing these go do this. And you do read these stories now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we read a story where this guy decapitated his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And killed her because he said God told him to. God said that she wouldn't repent and she wouldn't comply, so kill her. And he cut her head off, put her on top of her back, took the kid to the mall when the cops caught him. And he told the cops, yeah, I did it. God told me to. And he goes, I'm not crazy. Crazy people who wouldn't tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. So he heard something. Who knows?
Wow.
You write it off as, demonic or whatever, but who knows?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it is demonic, but, in a different way. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, huh, Ms. KAPOW?
I don't like it.
Can you imagine hearing voices in your head, the beam from the government telling you to do different stuff?
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Okay, how many of you out there, by the raise of hands, unless you're driving, have the technology in your home or in your office, at your business, Alexa or...
Series?
Yes, everybody, they're using Siri on your iPhone, or the other one is Google. Hey, Google. They got the little Google thing. There's Alexa. I don't know. It's Alexa, the Amazon one. Anyway, there's several of them, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The little personal assistant thing that you go, hey, play Journey, Don't Stop Believing, and then it plays you the playlist or whatever. Google, find me, cooking channel, and it does this stuff for you. Or you ask it questions. We saw a YouTube video the other day where they were asking who's Jesus Christ, and all these things do is they go to Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
According to Wikipedia, blah blah blah. That's the end all of all truth. That's what we've become. Let's not go to the library or study history. Just read Wikipedia. But anyway, one of them, and I forgot which one it was. Refused to address Jesus Christ. It said, I don't understand that question. But it would answer everything about Mohammed or Buddha or anybody else, but not.
I think it was Alexa.
You think it was Alexa?
I think so.
Yeah, it was bizarre. So what they were doing was testing it and circumventing it, like going, who was the Apostle Peter? The Apostle Peter was guy, blah, blah, and then made it recognize Jesus, but it wouldn't directly say who he was or that. Oh, one of them said he was a fictional character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This stuff is not, there's people who have it in their home. I'm sure some of you listening right now have it in your house. And you think it's okay. I know people use Siri.
Yep.
Ms. KAPOW and I turn that stuff off. That's just us. I don't like something listening to me.
Mm-mm.
I don't want my TV listening to me. I don't want my cell phone listening to me. I am very private, and I have a lot of privacy blocking on that stuff as much as I possibly can.
Yep.
Even with the internet, even with browsers. Don't like it. And so when you have this thing in your home, it's on. The other thing that gets me is these people that will get camera systems from AT&T or something.
Yeah.
They'll get camera systems in their home from one of these major companies. Oh, AT&T will monitor your house. Yeah, you will. And they put cameras inside their house, in their bedrooms, in their kids' rooms. Ow.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Call me, once again, conspiracy tinfoil hat. And then you're going to find out that I was right.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to beam microwaves into your head, and they're doing it through your stupid little smart device. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't even like the thing in the car that talks to me.
No.
We call her Maggie because she's irritating. Turn right. Turn left. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Anyway. This story from Fox News says, my daughter prayed to Alexa. And here's the incredible thing that happened next. This is an op-ed piece. And this guy who wrote it tried to turn this around like some beautiful, joyous event that brought his daughter and him closer to conversation and having a narrative about God and life. And right?
Yeah.
But that's all bull pucky. That's all bull crap. What it is you got two stupid parents raising a stupid kid on this technology. And the scary thing is these children that are raised on this technology think this is God. Mm-hmm. They are equating these things, these voices that have the answers to everything with God. Mm-hmm. And this guy tried to make it a really feel-good piece. My opinion, he's a horrible parent and he's a horrible Christian. Mm-hmm. Because this should have never happened. Mm-mm. But anyway, so he writes this article, this feel-good article. It's the most meaningful parenting experiences often come in the unplanned, organic moments of life. Blah blah blah. Right. He's a father of 5. He has a busy career, obviously, and he's trying to crush it every day. He's trying to crush it. And it's easy to blur the lines and make excuses for not noticing our kids. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So he had a birthday. And his wife and him celebrated by taking all the kids out to the NASA's Johnson Space Center. And he says, I made the hard decision to switch off my phone and be present. Wow. I'm so glad I did. And they had a birthday lunch at his favorite place, Chick-fil-A. So this guy knows how to party. And so they're at Chick-fil-A, and they have a 9-year-old daughter. And they named this kid Lily Faith.
Do you think that's interesting?
Yeah, I think this story's made up.
I do too.
Or the names are changed to protect the innocent. But they named this kid Lily Faith. And they asked this 9-year-old girl in public to pray for their meal. Right? And here's what happens. The little girl clasps her hands in the restaurant in front of everybody. And she says, quote, Dear Alexa, please bless our meal today and Daddy.
See, now, even if this is true, where would she know to do that, to pray to Alexa? Right? Unless they're talking to the stupid thing, too.
Exactly. The parents are talking to it. They're asking it everything, because you can't figure out, $600 goes into 4. How many times? Mm-hmm. So you go, Alexa, how many times does 600 go into 4? Because it's a toy. It's just like when the first time you got your phone, your smartphone, it's like a toy. And you get all these apps and you do all this stuff. People are playing with these things. Mm-hmm. And they're always on and they're always listening. Always listening to you. So they're constantly talking to it. It's obvious. And so she, as a little girl, the rest of the family's always talking to it also. So it's become this artificial intelligence in their home, is what it is. And it's become God. She's praying to Alexa because she's so used to talking to this artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. And so he writes this article and he says, when that happened, the entire family started laughing. And even the folks in the restaurant that overheard it started, laughing and stuff. But Lily Faith, on the other hand, didn't think it was so funny. And she started crying. And she couldn't eat. Because she was embarrassed. And she says, Daddy, you know what I meant? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, well, thankfully, what followed was a beautiful, unscripted family talk about everything from artificial intelligence to the nature of prayer to the fact that it's okay to make mistakes. And that's what the article's about, how it's all resolved and everything. But what I see in it is Lily Faith praying to artificial intelligence like it's normal.
Mm-hmm. And that's probably why the story was written.
Probably.
Probably not true because of the name, face, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't strike me as real. But the thing is, they want you to think that a regular Christian family would have some kind of episode like this.
Yeah,
and that it's okay to pray to this thing.
Yeah, because we'll explain to our kids that it's not God, but all good things come from God, and Lex is good. So he says Lily's innocent mistake that day opened our eyes to how a small device that is becoming so prevalent in homes is making a huge impact on the thoughts and communication of our children. Mm-hmm. That is a true statement. Because I don't think most people look at it that way. These kids, I mean, they are the generation, what are they, Generation Z? Mm-hmm. They're born with this technology in their hand. Yeah, that's all they know. Mm-hmm. At our age, we can look back, and I still remember the rotary telephone and the 8-track, and I can see the progression of technology, and go, well, this is good, and this is not so good. But you're born into it. You don't see anything else. It's just like, we were born with the automobile. We never knew what it was to ride a horse. Mm-hmm. Or to walk to school in the snow 3 miles, right? We never knew that. We had cars. We're born with that technology. The car was always part of our lives. Mm-hmm. As evil as cars can be, right? They kill a lot of people, right? A lot of people die in cars and by cars. So it's kind of like that with every generation. But as technology got more and more, there's less, history left of the way it used to be.
Right.
Just like in the beginning of the show, I had a hard time describing that I had a music release on 9/11. What do you call that? I read an article the other day where there was a release by Eminem, right? And they called it an album release. Mm-hmm. But no one makes albums anymore, but they called it an album. So do they still call it that? Do they call it a streaming release? I mean, no. I mean, it changes all the time. And it's changed within the last 10 years. Incredibly so. I mean, no one's even listening to CDs anymore. I don't even have a CD player. In my car, I do, but not in my house. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't even have one on my computer. Whereas before, you used to have writable CDs. You used to put things on CD. And you'd make a playlist and burn it to a CD, right? Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
And it's such a short time, too. That's what's incredible.
Yeah. And now you're just streaming the music or listening, Spotify or you go, Alexa, play me Mesquite Cafe. All that's left now. And she goes, no, that's not good for you. That'll lead you to God. Yeah. So anyway, experts are starting to recognize the pressures of a new generation of children surrounded by artificial intelligence, as well as computational neuroscience, modeling how the brain does or does not work like a machine learning, robotics, 24/7 connectivity, right? Mm-hmm. And they go, by the way, if you use your smartphone or Netflix, hate Netflix, you are interacting with machine learning for an easy-to-understand overview support and go here, blah, 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 blah. Mm. There are 4 things to know about the influence of artificial intelligence in the home. AI will answer your kids' questions even if you don't. Scary.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like that whole thing where if you're not, teaching your kids, raising them, somebody else or something else will raise them for you.
They learn it in school, off to parent. But now, apparently, not only do it appears in school and TV programming, They got all their internet programming. And so if you're too distracted or closed off, someone or something else will answer their questions. So they'll turn to Alexa, Siri, Google Home. Yeah. Pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
So you ask Alexa, a difficult question, and she'll say, I don't know, but I'm always learning.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Amazon Alexa is adding 5,000 skills every 100 days and now has over 30,000 skills.
Wow.
Because they learn, the machine learning, they learn off humans.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these bots.
That's why we're being studied. Every time we get on the internet and, make decisions and stuff like that, that's what they use to study.
Or every time you answer the phone call and it's one of these bot telemarketer things,
mm-hmm.
Now they know you exist because you answered the phone. God forbid you talk to it or yell at it,
Mm-hmm.
Never answer that stuff. Get call blocking. Because now they know you. Now they know that there's a human behind that number. Tinfoil. Miss KAPOW, I need tinfoil.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So anyway, this guy who wrote this article, he says he makes sure that his kids know it's not a sin to ask any question. He says no topic is off limits,
mm-hmm.
so they can talk freely. Because they'll just ask, Alexa or something like that. The other thing is artificial intelligence data can be misused, abused, and misrepresented. Can it? Not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's another guy who says, his name is John Gibson. He's a mathematician.
And a father of 6 young children.
Yeah. And he was talking about the ways in which artificial intelligence can...
be poisoned.
Yeah, the well can be poisoned. And he said that everyone should be wary right now, not in the future, about the abuse of this data by those who control it. That's good advice. Not later on, because you can't go and ring that bell now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Facebook and Twitter and all these free things that they gave us, so everybody participated, and then now they control all the information and how people communicate. It's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
People don't even send emails to each other anymore. It's all through, message me through Facebook. Get me through Facebook. I remember when that junk first came out, it was so annoying because we lived in an area where I couldn't get good internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I refused to have Facebook and all that crap anyway. And we would listen to these podcasts, and there was this one. You remember this one person, they were talking about the Holy Spirit and
mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. And I really wanted to get that person on the show.
Yeah.
And there was no way to get a hold of him because all he kept saying is, "Get a hold of me on Facebook." You can get him.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have friggin' Facebook. What's your damn email? Right? What's your friggin' email?
Yeah.
Do you have an address? I'll put a stamp on it. I want to get a hold of you to have you on the show. And the guy, get a hold of me on Facebook. I don't have Facebook. It's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So annoying. Annoying. Anyway. So, but now, that was a few years ago. Now you have to have it. You can't communicate.
Mm-hmm.
I can't buy my honey, my local bee's honey here without Facebook.
Yep.
That's the only way I can communicate with the beekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? So anyway, it says, this guy goes on, he says, do a Google search for something like white American couple, and you'll see what happens when those that control the flow of information decide that they should curate it rather than allowing the system to make its own decisions. Another example is the Louder with Crowder video that caused quite a stir regarding Alexa's opinion of Jesus Christ. Alexa replied, Jesus Christ is a fictional character. So anyway, when it goes on, it says, all this should remind everybody that they're responsible for their parenting. Replies like Alexa's actually gives us opportunities to tell our children the facts, not fiction related, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we all know it's always listening. It's always listening to what your family's doing and stuff. Yeah, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. We're not going to reverse this. And it's becoming more and more prevalent. You can see the bots, on the internet.
It's made, this thing has made us really lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't know how to research anymore or think for yourself. I mean, people don't read anymore because if they need to find something, they just ask one of these artificial intelligences.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so easy to, yeah. Then because according to Wikipedia, then that's the truth. That's the answer they're going to give you.
And then that's what you accept.
That's what you accept.
You don't think anything different. Like, well, I don't know. Let me do some research on my own.
Yeah.
No.
Can you imagine? Just little kid, little Lily Faith says, "Who is Jesus Christ?" And Alexa says, "Jesus Christ is a fictional character," and she accepts that.
Mm-hmm.
And even if the parents tell her later on that it's not true or that she hears it in church, she always knows that the God she serves, Alexa, the one she prays to at Chick-fil-A, told her that it's a fictional character. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is really stupid.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it.
I think so.
You think so, Miss KAPOW?
I think so.
All right. Give him a chow.
All right. Ciao, babies.